token, you have to realize being that boss chick on a date is not going to appeal to that man. It's not going to show him that you would be an amazing partner. So we have to be able to look at both sides and wear two different hats. You have to be able to code switch, if you will.
Now, I'm in complete agreement with everything she just said. The biggest thing, though, I believe that sisters need to get out that mindset of is having that word partner, right? Cancel it. I'm not your partner. Never wanted to be your partner, and I never will be your partner. Here's what a partner is. What's going on, YouTube? Today we are back with another reaction video for you. This one is by none other than Eboni K. Williams, the boss chick, the alpha woman. Is there such thing? And fellas, will you choose to date an alpha woman if you had that option? Or would you rather date that barista at Starbucks? Or will you date the female version of a bus driver? Anyways, very interesting topic. Let's get into the video.
Dear Alpha Female, it's not him, it's you. That's the name of a book by my next guest, which is described as a love letter to the accomplished and proud alpha females of the 21st century. Y'all know her. She has it all. The degrees, the career, the lavish lifestyle, all of the sky miles. But she does not have a successful relationship. Author Crystal Jordan says, from one alpha woman to another, it is time for some serious self-reflection. Crystal, we so appreciate you joining us here at The Griot. So let's start by defining whether or not an alpha female, as it relates to dating, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing, or does it depend?
I think it depends. First of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with being an alpha female. I define an alpha female as a woman that has leadership skills, that is career and goal driven, goal oriented, and someone that takes pride in what she's accomplished. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think when it becomes a problem is when we try to apply those same characteristics that push us forward in our career or in accomplishments that we're looking for in the workplace, and we try to apply those same characteristics to dating, and that's when the problem, sometimes arises.
So I'd like to add more to this conversation. Does an alpha woman actually even exist? Why are you calling yourself an alpha? The biggest question is, does any other race of women choose to call themselves alpha as well? Usually, when I have a direct boss that's above me in any position, you never hear her claiming an alpha role. She's just a leader in her role. She plays the role that she is, but is still feminine, and you can even see that. The only difference is when it's time for business, she handles her business, or stands on business, as y'all would say. So then now, here goes our sisters, because they tend to have made it in the top parts of their role within their organization, you have to be considered an alpha. An alpha is a male term. The problem is, it's no different than when women are out there watching movies of the woman king, or watching all of these Disney movies of women just completely annihilating and beating up on their men. These are so-called, quote-unquote, alpha women, which is always the black woman. I believe if you stop using those terms and you just got it in your mindset that you're good at what you do, but you're still a feminine woman and you're not an alpha woman, leave alpha for us, and you maintain that femininity, that soft side, but still a leadership quality. I think you'll have better results in dating and marriage. The problem is, could you get away from the boss chick mindset? Stop using boss chick and start just using a chick that knows what she's doing and is able to get things done. And I guarantee you, ladies, you'll be in a better position.
Yeah. Now, I hear the critique that you make that is some of these alpha women, and I'm going to say we because I definitely identify as an alpha woman, we tend to have unrealistic expectations and lists, right? I'm not a heightist, but a lot of us want tall, we want cultured, we want college educated. That is on my list. We want earning, at this point, 6 figures is not even descriptive enough, right? People are wanting high 6 figures, if not even 7 figures, and so on and so on. Crystal, what's the advice of a woman that says, I know intellectually that those are too many things to ask for from one man because of many things, but just the marketplace does not provide many of them, period, right? The math ain't mathin'. But then this woman could also say, but honestly, if he's not educated at that level, if he's not having the income that would allow my lifestyle to maintain at least where it's at or more, I'm not as attracted. What does that woman do in that scenario?
Well, I think the first problem is a lot of times we build these fences and these high walls and high expectations because we're trying to protect ourselves. Because underneath all that bravado and accomplishment is really a scared little girl that doesn't want to be hurt or taken advantage of. And I think that one of the things that drives alpha personalities is a fear of failure. I know for myself, I wrote this book because it described me and most of my friends. I come from an amazing tribe of accomplished women that are, our good girlfriends and an amazing support system. But most of us have come from a situation where we don't want to fail. We don't want to fail in the workplace. We don't want to fail when it comes to love. And so we create these unrealistic expectations to keep us safe. And what those things do is they keep us from being taken advantage of, but they also keep us from actually being loved and appreciated and cherished. And so what I would say is a lot of us need to reevaluate these lists, figure out what do you actually need in life? What exactly do you need him to be 6'3" for? I remember I went to a dating matchmaker and I'm 5'2". And one of my qualifications, I wanted him to be 6'3". And she said, Crystal, why do you need all these extra inches? Like if he's 5'10", is he taller than you? And it's like
not extra inches.
I needed extra inches, and and
we're gonna leave it right there. Yeah, we're gonna leave it right there.
but seriously, a lot of times we create this because we are afraid. And so I would ask you, there's nothing wrong with having expectations, and I don't believe that we should settle. But I do think that we need to look for things in a mate that are actually going to lend to a happy life and actually lend to, us being fulfilled as a woman. If he has a PhD, does that mean you're going to have a better life with him than if he has a bachelor's degree? I don't know. I think each woman has to define that for herself. But I think it's important to actually put yourself in a realistic situation and figure out what your needs are, not your girlfriend's, not what you think is going to look good on paper, but what is actually going to feed your spirit.
So let's talk about the mindset. First of all, look at this sister's books. Right? All the books that she has in the back of her, even the bottle. Black Girl Magic, Michelle Obama, Viola Davis, all the woman kings, right? As y'all would like to say, the women that are alpha, strong, black women, everything speaks on powerful women, as if there was no powerful men that had set the tone to even give women the opportunity to sit where they are today. But leave it to our sisters today, it's only black women. So the mindset is almost brainwashed and embedded to where sisters are better than their men. They act that way, they talk down to their men. The proof is in the pudding. If you were to change that and you cleared off your counter and you left room for a man to be there, and you saw strength in men, you saw power in black men, you will now stop having these unrealistic expectations for men and know that we are by your side. The question is, are you willing to clear off that shelf? Are you willing to change your mindset? Think about that.
Okay. Now, let's get to women and our ability to assess ourselves authentically. I do believe that a lot of women struggle with this one, Crystal, right? So help give us some tools to really look in that mirror and say, okay, this is maybe the woman I aspire to be. This might be the woman I am 20% of the time, but this is the woman I really am. And this is really how I show up in romantic connection.
Well, I think the first thing we have to do is realize that personality that we take into the workplace that often has managed to, push us forward and to provide success, that is not the same woman that we need to take on a date. I find that a lot of women are going on dates and a lot of us are frustrated, specifically after having been through a lot of negative relationships. You go on that date and you're looking for what you can find in him to count him out. And you actually sit down on that first date with your checklist. And that energy comes across the table, And so I would suggest to women to, instead of finding out what is wrong with that guy, instead of looking for his flaws, try to enjoy the date, tap into that feminine energy. Do not go on a date right after you get off of work and you're still in that work mode. Go home, relax. Allow yourself to slip into that feminine side that a lot of us don't get a chance to, that hat we don't get a chance to wear in the workplace. Those characteristics that are going to make you successful at work, you're going to have to tap into a completely different set of characteristics at home. You would not go for a job interview and talk about how you make an amazing quiche. That if you sat down with an employer and explained how you're such an amazing cook, that's not going to apply to you finding a job. And so I think in the same token, you have to realize being that boss chick on a date is not going to appeal to that man. It's not going to show him that you would be an amazing partner. So we have to be able to look at both sides and wear two different hats. You have to be able to code switch, if you will.
Now, I'm in complete agreement with everything she just said. The biggest thing, though, I believe that sisters need to get out that mindset of is having that word partner, right? Cancel it. I'm not your partner. Never wanted to be your partner, and I never will be your partner. Here's what a partner is. If we do business together, we have 50-50 stock in this business. So whatever happens to me, happens to you. So here's the thing. If somebody broke into this house today, I expect you as my partner to be the shield right next to me, and we both popping off at that opponent, right? I also expect you to pay half the bills as a partner. I also expect for you to take care of everything that I take care of in the workload as far as bringing into this household. The problem is that y'all don't want to do none of that. That's fine. If you don't want to do that, that's cool. But understand that you cannot call me a partner if you do not want to carry half of the weight of everything that comes into this household. I don't want to do half of what you do. I don't want to be half homemaker, half caretaker of the house. Let me take care of my kids when I'm home. I got to go out to work. I got to make the money. I got to do what I need to do. But I'm not expecting you to pay half the bills. I'm not expecting you to take out the garbage half the time. I'm not expecting you to fill the gas tank halfway. My expectations is for me to do all of that while you do all of the nurturing in the household. Get that partner mindset out and you'll be all right. She's right though. Whatever you go through at work, drop it at the door. Don't go on a date with a man if you feel like you're still in that rah-rah, I need to go out there and get it masculine mode. Because essentially, when you call yourself alpha, that's what you're calling yourself. You're calling yourself masculine. You're calling yourself a man because alpha displays all the traits of a man, of what men go out there and do. It's a masculine man. Once you get out that mindset, get out that 50-50 mindset, you'll also get out your own way. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Stay in tune. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.